Hey guys, talk about MNPR. Tried two longs on this. Thought it was really strong. Both, the volume, the pre-market structure, the chart paint, the daily. There's a lot of good stuff on this. I did take another long today. What was that other long? Pretty much broke even on it. VERO at market open. I also took, but didn't go anywhere. Market's definitely shifting to weaker, so we're getting to the point where not everything is just pushing, willy-nilly, kind of, that those couple weeks where you just had anything with a bid going up 50, 100%. It's great longing those because you get so much confirmation on so many long patterns. By the way, I don't mean to make all these long videos. I actually would have totally shorted LRHC. But I didn't pay for shares, and then shares they were 15 cents for a little bit, and then they got really expensive. And then I didn't want to pay for it, but I thought 922 was an extremely nice little, I'll just show that. 922, these long traps before market open, kind of these aggressive moves towards high day, that stuff like this, it can be very weak, right? A lot of times if I see a long trap type, fake breakout, failed rotation type move, right? But like, within the past, within about 15, 20 minutes from market open, a lot of times I think market open is super heavy and it's unlikely to push. But we'll go over back to MNRP, go over to two trades. The basic idea behind this is that, MNRP had that big kind of pre-market squeeze a couple days ago or a couple trading days ago, and then it went down only, right? So a lot of times down only, even on the hourly or the daily, down only, I mean, look at SMCI right now. Down only is often attacked no matter what, as long as the volume and volatility is there. SMCI, you have to look at more of like an hourly or the daily chart, and low floats, you can look at the 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute. On multi-day runners like MNPR, you can have, it's not really, it didn't really break highs of two trading days ago, but you can zoom out, 15 minutes, 1 hour chart and look at the structure. MNPR though, I wasn't on my setup. This is actually a great fake 5-minute flag. This was a perfect 1 minute 50 soak, and then a perfect super aggressive high relative volume push with essentially no bids following it up. Couple asks came in, shoved it down into the open, right? So this is actually it was a great short. I just wasn't on. Also, it's at $1. I kind of hate sizing into these things that are so like. I have some friends that get to do hundreds and hundreds of thousands of shares of the penny names, but for me, they're kind of like base hits for me. But what does the structure tell us, right? So I'm always looking at, this is why I was looking at VERO, and VERO had a really good market open volume, so that's why I kind of went in on it right away. But you get this down only, walk down into the open. It's also nice when they swipe support levels too, but I picked the wrong one, and then I start to see MNPR shoot straight up, and I told my Discord, I was like, man, VERO was knifing, MNPR was going straight up. I'm like, oh man, look at the painted lower highs, man. Look at the volume come in. A lot of shorts, again, they see, oh, this went parabolic 2 days ago, so it's going to hit backside short sellers, man. I'm going to short, I'm going to short here, I'm going to add here, I'm going to add here. They do stuff like this. They just get in. A lot of shorts get in on backside squeezes way too early, right? Way too early. So, I saw this go straight up, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to chase. I got to wait for some type of pullback, and they knifed it right to the, let me open this up on Thinkorswim. They knifed it right to the 1 minute 20. We could see on the 1 minute 20 right here. So you get a big aggressive push to $1. This makes another lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. And you get instant knife to the 1 minute 20. I would say on Momo plays with big volume, these knives to the 1 minute 20 are super strong. I should have went in right away, but I actually went in at the 946 candle because some bidders came in. I was definitely expecting strength. And with the lower high paint, I was expecting a high day squeeze. I did sell some into higher day, but I thought, looking, zooming way out, if we zoom way out on this, we can see that, 120 right here is a nice little level to go for, right? Kind of swipe this level. So I was like, oh, 120 would be cool because it's kind of like it was kind of like a key backside level. Again, down only. You can see the down only. Push, down only, empty space, rotate. And hey, this could go on a multi-day run, man. Look at what's happening in the after hours right now. I mean, yeah, maybe it's a swipe, a backside swipe in the after hours fade. I could see that, but at the same time, yeah, look at this walk down. This got walked down. No super obvious liquidity pattern. Walk down, rotation and squeeze. Gap up tomorrow? Maybe. I'm not really shorting it in the after hours right now, but I guess you could. This is actually not that bad of a short right here. The other possibility is little after hours backside clear out into a fade. Just depends what your bias is. I'm kind of thinking that we haven't really gotten any crazy kind of penny multi-day runners in a bit, so maybe MNPR is the play that does it. So, maybe it's strong. Anyway, it broke high day. I sold some at a high day, and then I thought it would maybe pull back to the 1 minute 20, squeeze again, that type of thing. But it hard knifed, and my average wasn't really the best average. So I was like, well, if it's going to knife through VWAP, I'm just going to get out. And that's where I got out once it started, cracking VWAP with no soak. But then the book got crazy strong. They started throwing up a ton of bids here, like a lot. Like it was the perfect, quick pullback. These quick pullbacks, guys. These quick pullbacks can be strong. We see one here too. This is why I held through this one. I was just risking near my average down here. But a lot of times, if you want continuation on your longs, I just thought this had a lot of range to kind of push. I was looking for 1.2s. Now I'm like, man, look at the volume. Look at the volume on this thing. A lot of the biggest backside squeezers will have high relative volume compared to the day it traded, right? We saw this with if we go to INBS, again, when the market was doing really crazy things last week, you could see the volume coming. Look at the volume compared to the volume on the day it ran. And a similar down-only structure and a squeeze, right? Really nice, really nice. And so that's why, if you're trying to analyze backside shorts and bounce shorts and the resistance levels. I mean, volume is always going to be the most important component. So I really wanted to hold on through this trade. When it started rotating off of those bids, I got in and then I added a little bit more. It's because it's a penny name. It's not hard to add. And then, got a nice continuation. Held through the dip and sold some more, and then finally sold some more when it started knifing through the 1 minute 20 up here. So we'll go over the book really fast. Here's that fake 5-minute flag in the pre-market. This is kind of what you want to see in many ways. A lot of times they will, have an ask, have a new ask, more new ask. They'll pull some bids. Yeah, there are bids following this up, but it fit the pattern really well. A lot of times you'll see this, like here's the 1 minute 50. A lot of times on these, and I've been long these before where I long into bids, especially when the market gets weaker. They'll throw up bids at support, but minimal bids on the follow-up. This actually wasn't that bad, but it wasn't really that impressive either. But I just wanted to point that out. Then you wait for market open for the volume to come in. My good friend Mikey Underdog was somehow longing way down here. Well, Mikey's kind of nuts. Um, yeah, they had a bunch of ass stacked here. I thought this was really interesting. I didn't want to chase any of this because, when stocks make big aggressive moves, yeah, they're throwing up bids here, but if there's not constant bids following the whole move up, if you chase, you always risk getting knifed because of how thin the book is. But it was over here at around 946 that, we got the bounce off the 1 minute 20. I didn't see any huge bits at the 1 minute 20, which is probably why I was a little hesitant to get in. But once I saw this bounce, again, don't chase bounces. But if you think something's strong, wait for the pullback and wait for some type of bid to come in. And that's why I just got in there. It went straight up to high a day. And then, yeah, it knifed back down and I got out here, before any of these bidders showed up. And then look at the bids, man. The down only. And look, especially a lot of times you'll notice before initiation, they'll throw up bids. And then they'll throw up even more. Like right before a stock initiates, you'll see like one or two more stacks of bids come in. And then, it's just building up all this short liquidity down here, and it starts rotating. And yeah, I just longed the rotation. I should have just been longing into the bids, and then added a little more in the structure. Because the other bullish factor on something like this is the high day clear out short trap, right? So I mean, here's high day clear out. Some people in my room took this high day clear out, but I thought backside, high relative volume, kind of penny runner. I thought this was going to go to 1.2s at least. So when I saw this high day clear out, I was still holding on to my long because I was like, I think this can have legs. And it did have legs. It just had it in a way I wasn't expecting and knifed. But that becomes a possible short trap, right? A lot of shorts will short high day clear outs and they get the confirmation they want. People are going to think it's weak, right? And that's why this move is so aggressive, right? It's such an aggressive move. And yeah, look at another knife. Again, a lot of these knives, I like the knives at a 1 minute 20 the most, but you will see knives at a 1 minute 50, knives at a 1 minute 50. 1 minute 50 is also common, like quick dump MA where they soak and rotate. I do personally like the 1 minute 1 minute 20 the most. But yeah, I mean, great penny runner. I didn't really see anything on the backside I was super interested in. Again, maybe I was literally recording this video as this was happening, so but I wasn't really looking to short it. I made a lot of money shorting this 2 days ago with my chase strategy, but yeah, I wasn't really looking. It was on SSR. It was thick. I was afraid of the volume squeezing the stock, and then it just went down only. You can see the down only here. If this move broke 1.2s and up to 1.3, I would have been like this, like straight up to 1 minute 9. I would have been interested, but in my opinion, this just didn't get high enough for me, and I just kind of avoided it. But yeah, a lot of strong stuff, guys. Like a lot of good things to remember is just, on these bounce shorts, zoom out. Pay attention to how the stock faded. Pay attention to what the key levels are. Pay attention to the volume it's trading compared to the volume it traded on that day. Pay attention to the pre-market structure. You could see lower high paint here, right? Pay attention to, the walk down in the market open, the volume coming in, the MA, these knives to the MAs, knives to the MAs, possible bid support showing up. Possible short traps, high day clear out short trap. There's a lot of stuff happening on this. And, and when the market gets weaker, and by weaker, I really mean where everything isn't just having 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs up and squeezing 500% and stuff like that. A lot of times the best longs in a weaker market is stocks that have like a reason to push, whether that's a catalyst or whether that's like a low floaty backside squeeze where short sellers are getting in too early, or or they're shaking out backside swing short liquidity and stuff like that. Like, a lot of times, plays like Yeah, it plays like what was it? LRCH, LRPH. What was the name of this ticker today? LRHC. You know, a lot of these day one. I mean, the bullish factor on this chart was that the order book in the pre-market was super thin, which is why it gapped up so much. And also, it was a fresh chart. It really didn't have a whole lot of chart history associated with this. But in a weaker market, like on these like random low flow gappers, a lot of times, yeah, they might make a move or two, especially in the pre-market. But you can start looking for moves like you can see the walk down. Here's a walk down. Don't chase the walk down. Wait for some type of structure. Wait for some type of bull pattern, right? You could see this little downtrend with the high volume push, right? And then, and ideally it's relatively close to high day, right? And then you can make a read. But yeah, I just didn't have shares of this. But yeah, this was a nice little long trap fucking pull. So, anyways, that's the video for today. MNPR. So, information down below about the Discord if you want more information. And you guys have a good one. See ya.